Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid EXL in Canyon River Blue with a black interior. For 2025, Honda has tweaked some of the lineup. So there's a new SE instead of the EX trim level. And for the hybrids, have give you a little bit more standard goodies on all of the models actually. Every model gets something new. Starting off with the front fascia, if you're familiar with the 2024, you do have full LED headlamps. So LED low beams, which are on the outside, LED high beam that's in the middle, LED turn signals, and LED daytime running lights. You don't have any fog lights available on the Accords. You do get a bumper curtain there that is body colored. On the lower portion of the front bumper, it looks like it's a gloss black. You have sensors within the bumper on the lower portion of the grille. It is flat black. The grille's gloss black. You have your Honda emblem up front. It also houses your radar. You probably hear the engine kick on because it is a hybrid. Sometimes you will be in electric mode only where you don't hear anything. Sometimes you hear the engine kick on to either help charge the battery, or if you change your climate control, it'll adjust as well. Now you do have parking sensors up above the bumper. There you go, shut off. Parking sensors on the top portion of the bumper as well. You do get the long Roadster-like hood. Honda wanted the Accords to look like it has a bigger engine than what it has. On the side profile here, you know it's an Accord just from taking a look at it. And the Canyon River Blue is my favorite exterior on the EXL. So you can see here how it shimmers in the sun. It's a very nice color. It replaced Obsidian Blue that the Accords used to get, which was a more deeper purple blue. But this is a more or less purple, more almost like a grayish blue as well. The EXL is the only hybrid to get 17s. So you have these gray style finish rims. This Accord does have a protection package, so wheel locks, splash guards, and cargo trays on this model. But if you get a Sport hybrid, a Sport L hybrid, or a Touring hybrid, you get 19s, but on the EXL, you get 17s. The tires are a 225 width and a 50 tire wall. And because you have the smaller rims, you get better gas mileage on the EXL. And actually, let's jump right to that because that's the only way you can get 51 city and 44 highways on the EXL. If you go with a Sport, Sport L, or Touring, I believe the city drops down to 48 or 46, if I'm not mistaken. When we're taking a look at the brochure, I'll show you guys the gas mileage on the other hybrids. So you can see it's a 25 hybrid EXL. Base price with destination handling is $36,035. This one does have a protection package, which is like $486. I put this one at $36,521. The EXL will give you blind spot monitoring standard. The side mirrors is half body colored and down portion is flat black with an LED turn signal integrated. You do have body colored door handles, and around the window, the lower portion is flat black, and up above around the window is chrome. But you can see you do have a body line crease that goes across the whole side and a little one down here. Also, your pillars are gloss black on the EXL. All Accords will have a capless fuel filler, and to open the door, you just push it in as long as the Accord is unlocked. Once the Accord is locked, you can't open this door, and you can see the capless fuel filler. Close that guy up. Coming along to the rear of the EXL, one of my favorite part of the Accord. The looks of the Accord, either you hate it or you love it, is what I've seen. Some people have some opinions on the Accord, but I think they're fine. You do have a shark fin style antenna. It is body colored. You do have look like it's an LED third brake light as well. The windows are not privacy tinted. They're tinted, but just not privacy tinted from factory. Honda usually do that on their SUVs, well, they're bigger SUVs. And the rear taillights are full LED. They're not combination like most Hondas are. So you can see your turn signals are LED, your brake lights are LED, your reverse light is LED, and your license plate light is also LED. The rear of the Accord almost have like a light bar style, but it doesn't fully connect. And you do have your baby H back here that some people hate it, some people like it. I like it. It's very different compared to most of the Hondas with a little baby H back there. Rear bumper will have sensors within the bumper, and the lower portion is gloss black, which is nice. No exposed exhaust. So if you look down below, it's not dual exhaust, you just have the single. Honda saved the dual exhaust for the turbo models, which you can get in an LX or an SE. You do have Accord in chrome, and you have hybrid in chrome, and you can get those blacked out through your dealership, through accessories. And then you have your reflectors built in on the side. And one thing what all the Accords have is a built-in, kind of like a built-in spoiler in the trunk. deck lid. Now, if you get a Sport or a Sport L, it'll come with an additional spoiler. But if you go with a model without it, it actually gives it some styling towards the rear. Just like 2024, the key design is still the same. So you have the newer, smaller, curvier key fob compared to the previous generation of Accords. And you have lock, unlock. You have remote start built in. So if you lock the car and then hold the circle, it'll flash at you one time like that. You can let go. And then it'll flash at you 6 times to let you know it's running. It will stay on for about 10 minutes. You can lock it and hit the circle again to add additional 10 minutes. Climate control will go up to 72 degrees. If it's real cold outside, it will turn on your heated seats and defrost your windows for you as well. And once you're done with that feature, you don't want to use it anymore, hold the circle, it will shut back off for you as well. You do have a Honda Link standard on all the Accords. So with Honda Link, you can start your Accord from your cell phone. You can lock it from your cell phone, adjust the temperature from your cell phone, and turn on the defroster, turn the heated seats. Is actually a lot of customization you can with the remote start versus this guy. This works for 100 meters. With the Honda Link, you can start your car from anywhere, wherever you are. The remote start button, you do have a trunk to pop it open. You hold it. On the Accords, they do have a strut, so they open all the way. And you have your panic button down below. And you have a switch right here you can push to pull out the emergency key that's in the fob. And on the back, you have your Honda emblem. And you have a number 2 because the EXL will give you 2-position memory seats. So you can save your seats per key. So the other key will have number 1. Once you unlock it with your key, your seat will go back to how you last had it once you have it set up, which is a nice feature. That way no one's fighting or readjusting the seats as well. Smart entry. So you have these little lines right here. If you tap it, it will lock all the doors. If you put your hand in the door handle, it will unlock the door, the driver door for you by default. You can go in the setting and change it where it unlocks all 4 doors. You put your hand in the passenger door, it will unlock all 4 doors. Anyways, you don't have this feature on the back door handles. It's only on the front. Now open this guy up. You do have the black interior. And one thing with Honda's black interior, if you see this in person, it's very dark. It's like charcoal almost. So it's not like jet black. So if you're worried that you don't want a black interior because it's too black or too dark, you don't have to worry about it on the Accord or just any Hondas, because our black interior is a very, very, very dark gray in my opinion. Just take a look at the door card here. You have soft touch up here. You have soft touch here, soft touch there. Really soft touch where you rest your elbow. You have auto up down for only the front windows. It would be nice if it was for all 4 windows. But you can hold for the rear windows, power locks, power mirrors, and you do have your 2-position memory seats that I mentioned on the back of the key, only on the driver door. This is where you set it up. I like this aluminum style door handle as well. Down below, you do have some storage and look like a bottle holder and a speaker. And on the driver seating, on the EXL, will give you power seating, and you actually get power seating on all the trim levels besides LX on the driver's side. But it is leather on the EXL versus the SE or the Sport Hybrid. And you also will get a 10-way power adjustment for the driver's side. So you have 2-way lumbar in and out. You have forward and back for the whole back itself. You have forward and back for the whole seat. And then you have up, you have down, and you can tilt this portion right here up and down. On the passenger side, it is a power adjustment as well. It's a 4-way, so you can go forward, you can go back, and you can adjust the back of the seat forward and back, but there's no up and down available on the Accord. The seats are perforated in the middle, so they're breathable, they're comfortable, decent bolstering as well. It's not too aggressive. It's not gonna be like a Type R or like an SI or anything like that. But let's jump into the Accord. Check out what the interior is like. So welcome to your Accord. And on every hybrid, you will have the wider 12-inch display. I think it's like a 12.3, and you do have a 10-inch driver display as well too. So this is available on every Accord. This is only available on the hybrids. So if you get an LX or an SE, you get a smaller 7-inch display. But let's go ahead and actually turn it on, foot on brake, and you're gonna push the button there. And if the battery is charged, it will just whirl to life. You won't hear the engine kick on, but it really depends on the battery level or where you have your climate control as well. So there go the engine kicking on now. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have some piano black around some air vents here. Turn that thing on. They're trying to cook your boy in here. And you do have a control stick here where you can kind of direct the air where you want it to go. On the lower portion down here, you do have a button to pop the trunk, and you have a lever to pop the hood You do have a dead pedal, which is look like regular rubber, and regular gas and brake pedals as well. On the steering wheel itself, you do have a manual adjustment, so you pull down and you can go up and down and in and out and adjust it to how you want it. Let's go ahead and close that guy back. And the steering wheel is leather wrapped on the EXL, so you can see it's single stitched. You do got some piano black on this little portion here. The rest of it is just regular flat black, like it's regular plastic, and hard touch around the airbag. On the left side, you do have next track and previous. You have your volume, you have voice command, and you do have a scroll wheel to control the left pod of the full digital display. On the right side, you're going to have some of your cruise control and your Honda sensing features as well. So you have cruise on and off, you have cancel, resume set, you have your adjustment for your adaptive cruise control, and then you also have your lane keep assist on and off, and this wheel will also control the right pod over there. Behind the steering wheel, you have your light switching, light stock, there we go, light switching. You have off, auto, parking, and just on, and you have auto high beam standard on the EXL. And on the right side, you do have your wipers. You have off, intermediate, low, and high. If you want an automatic windshield wiper, then you go up to a touring. The EXL also will give you paddle shifters. So you have a plus, you have a minus. Now most vehicles that's to shift up or downshift, but on the hybrid Accords, you use these for your regenerative braking. So Honda call these decelerating selectors, where you can adjust how much regenerative braking you want. If you want it more aggressive or you want it a lot less, where you kind of coast a little bit more easier like a normal car. It's nice that you have the adjustment, because a lot of hybrids give you one level and that's it, give you a B level, and that's pretty much it. The left wheel here, you can change your sources there, and it'll pretty much just be, FM, AM, USB, you have Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you have Alexa built in. You can customize the display so you can hide and show different features that's on the list that you don't want on the list anymore. And with display content, you can remove the audio and clock. So, for example, I didn't even mean to hit the voice command, but let's say you're back on this main screen, it has the clock and the audio, what you're listening in there, you can remove those if you wanted to. Left pod is like a power gauge, so it'll show you if you're charging the battery or how much power you're using, so if you're relying more on the motor or if you're in between. Left side will have your battery charged there, and then the right side will be your gas tank. In the middle of your display, you do have a digital speedometer, and you have the picture of the cord right there. So if I hit the brakes, see the brakes come on. If I hit the signal, the signal will come on, so it'll tell you what's going on with the cord, which is a cool feature. Now, taking a look on the right side of the steering wheel, you do have this scroll wheel, and if you look on this side of the pod, you can view a lot of different information. So, range and fuel, so how much miles you have to your tank, what you're averaging, speed and time for the engine, navigation. So if you don't have a destination, it'll just be a compass, which is nice. Driver attention level. If you fill up those 4 bars, the Accord will recommend you to pull over and maybe have a rest, or take a rest, or have a coffee break, or something in that nature. And then you do have a seatbelt that will show you who have their seatbelts on or off. In my case, I have mine off. Oil life is under maintenance. Safety support. So this is where you turn off certain features. So for example, let me check on road departure mitigation. But you can either check them on and off. You have blind spot monitoring on and off. Parking sensors on and off. And the parking sensors is something that you do get on the EXL over the Sport Hybrid. Just in case you're comparing the two, because the Sport Hybrid is the lowest hybrid you can get. You have collision mitigation braking on and off, and that's all your goodies there. You want the low speed braking control, you have to go up to a Touring to get that feature. You can have no content, whereas the speedometer, that's pretty much it. Doesn't show anything else. You can adjust the brightness there, turn off your vehicle stability assist mode, so like your traction control, and gauge display. So here you can change the speedometer to go from miles per hour to kilometers. You can actually hide and show different apps too that you don't want to view in your list. And then you can also change the gauge design, which is nice. So right now when round, you can change it to bar, where your speedometer and your power meter is up and down. Or you can have round minimal, where it shows less information, or bar minimal, which shows less information, or just minimal and it really shows less information. You have a speedometer in the middle, that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna leave it on round so you have everything there. But you can go in there and customize it to exactly how you want it. And the power flow. So the power flow is going to show you what's going on with your Accord. Is the electric motor powering the wheels? Is the engine powering the wheels? Are you charging the battery? As you start driving, you can see arrows either going from the battery or going to the battery or going from the engine to let you know what's going on. And we're back to range and fuel. So we zoom out of here into your touchscreen display here. Like I said, it's a widescreen. The Accord so far was the only model to get this widescreen display, but now the 26 Passport will also get the widescreen display, which is nice. Now, I'm not in the best lighting right now, so I apologize for that. But if you hit home, everything on the screen is touchscreen. There's no physical buttons like our 9-inch where your buttons on the left side were physical buttons. It's all on touchscreen. You have a physical volume knob and a power knob, and that's pretty much it. Now, taking a look on the display here, you have phone, you have FM, because everything is kind of like an app style. You have Bluetooth, you have Apple CarPlay, you have Android Auto. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is wireless on the Sport Hybrid and up. If you get an LX or an SE, it's wired only, and you have to plug your phone in. You can plug your phone in on the hybrids as well, but you have both options, wired or wireless. You have the power flow here, which I showed you in this display down here, where it'll give you your miles. I don't have technically I don't have a full tank, but you can see you're still over 500 miles, if you did have a full tank, which is nice. And you have your hybrid battery there as well. And you have your trip computer. Alexa is built in on the EXL, which is nice to have. You have vehicle settings, general settings, profile settings, because you can have multiple different profiles pretty much saved in the Accord. So when you turn on the vehicle, you can choose your profile, and all your settings will be how you last had it. That's why it says owner up top there, but you can change that and put your name if you wanted to. You have USB, you have AM tucked away back here, system updates. Wi-Fi hotspot is built in on the EXL, and clock. So if we go to vehicle settings, I can show you some different settings you can change on your car, which is nice. So for example, not change view, I'm going to go to menu, and you could do body color, where you can change the color of your car. Look at that, Canyon River. That's a nice little touch that Honda threw in there. But the newer menu setup is easy to use, very intuitive. If I go back to the other view, it'll just highlight the whole car, then you can change different features. So for example, if I go to door setup, I could turn on walkway auto lock. That's off by default. You can go in this menu and turn it on if you wanted to on your Accord, where if you walk away. Now, one thing I don't like is this is showing in a Touring, though. It's not showing an EXL. So it's showing the color, but it's not showing a EXL. So that's pretty interesting. For the clock, you can get rid of all the apps and just have a clock. And what's cool with clock is you can change the clock faces, and you either can have analog or digital. Now, on the previous Honda Link system, you had multiple different clock faces, analogs and digital, but I guess most people didn't use it, so now they went back to just having one of each. But let's go back here and actually get the clock. And if we go back to the third page, you have Honda Link. And remember, Honda Link is the app you can download to your phone. You can be a little more connected. It's actually a cool feature. It is subscription based, but Honda gives you a free trial. I think it's 3 months with remote. And you don't have to put a credit card information in there. It's just free, and then it'll cut off, and then you can pay to continue it. I highly recommend to use it. It's a cool feature. You have your compass built in. Display mode will adjust your brightness for the display, and then all apps. Now, all the way to the right, you do have a helper screen here. I wonder if you guys can see in the lighting I'm in. There we go. And you can slide up and down, and it'll give you a compass, what music you're listening to, another power flow option. So there's 3 ways you can view the power flow and back to the clock. Widescreen display is easy to use, very intuitive. You saw me, I just went through all the menus with ease. Honda made it where it's not too overwhelming. So if you not tech savvy, you definitely will get the hang of this guy. Down below that, you do have your air vents, which start in the Civic that has this long piece that stretch across the whole dash. You get that on the Accord as well, but the Accord has its own unique design. Now, the toggles feel very premium. You can hear the clicks. It feels a little bit nicer than the class it's in currently. The EXL will give you dual zone climate control. You do have heated seats, high, medium, or low. If you want ventilated front seats, you have to step up to get a Touring to get that feature. But you do have your fan speed there. You have this notch for the driver's temperature. If you turn off sync, you can adjust the passenger's temperature as well. Sync will just control both zones. You have air circulation, you have auto, you have your modes, front defrost, on and off, and fan speed. And you have heated side mirrors with your back glass, AC on and off, and the sync that we went over. One thing with the Accords too is there's no more USB-A. USB-A is gone. USB-C is standard in the Accord. This has Apple CarPlay Android Auto, where you can plug in wired. You have to plug into the left one to use that feature. The right one, I believe, is for charging only. Now, one thing the Touring only came standard with was a wireless phone charging pad. I keep dropping this key, but for 2025, Honda gave the wireless phone charging pad standard on every hybrid Accord. So Sport Hybrid and up will get a wireless phone charging pad standard. On the 24, the EXL didn't get a wireless phone charging pad either. You have to get a Touring, but now that's standard. So it's nice that Honda threw that in there for you. You do have your shift knob here, which is leather wrapped, and it's just like the steering wheel. Feels nice to the hand. You do have park, reverse, neutral, and drive. I'm going to go ahead and put it in reverse so you guys can see the backup camera. Now, you can hear the chime because I'm in electric mode and I'm about to start moving. It's warning people that, hey, the car's quiet, but it plays a UFO sound on the outside to warn people, get their attention. You have a wide angle, you have a normal view, and you have a top-down view, so looking directly down. And you also have cross traffic here, where if you're backing up and someone's coming from this way or that way, it'll alert you and let you point the arrows which way that car is coming from. You do get a surround radar on your helper screen, so it'll show you when you get close to anything as well. And you have your brightness right down there as well. So let's go back to park. No longer need to go in reverse. Below your shifter, you do have a drive mode. So if you toggle this, you have 4 different options. You have individual, you have sport, you have normal, and econ. And individual, you can customize your drive. So for example, if I go to customize here, you can see I can change the powertrain, the steering, the adaptive cruise control, and the gauge whether I wanted to econ, normal, sport for steering, normal, sport, ACC, econ, normal, and gauge should be normal and sport. So just in case you don't want to stay in sport mode, but you want to make something more softer, or you want econ, but you want something more aggressive, you can customize it to kind of how you want it, which is nice. You do have your hybrid mode in here, so this will put you in electric only. Remember, these have a small hybrid battery, so this is not made to go 40 miles, electric only. You can probably go about 5 miles, depending if the heated seat's on, how many people's in the car. It'll, a little bit more lower, but at least they give you a button to go electric mode. And you have your electronic parking brake with brake hold. So brake hold will hold you while you're in drive. You don't have to keep your foot on the brake, which is a nice feature. It is surrounded by piano black, which I'm not a big fan of. Same thing up here, but it's a nice touch. It's nothing too crazy. The cup holders here, you can see it looks like it can fit different types of sizes. You even have a little cutout here, maybe for a mug handle or anything like that. You do have your armrest here, which is very soft. This feels so good to the elbow. You're gonna love putting your elbow here. Open this guy up. You do have a power outlet in there, and that's pretty much it. No additional storage, and you do have a lockable glove box here. Let's open this guy up, and it is damp, so it opens slowly, but it's not lined with felt, but it's a bin style. Not the biggest in the world, but still pretty nice. Now you do have your rear view mirror up above your touchscreen display. One thing that's not standard is home link. So if you want home link built-in garage openers or the universal remote, you have to add it as a separate accessory. So once you add it, then you'll get a different rear view mirror. It'll be a more thinner bezel, and it'll have the buttons there. I think Honda didn't include home link anymore because they want you to use Apple CarPlay, and I guess hooked up with your MyQ and have it all in your Apple CarPlay for the home link. And you also have an auto dimming mirror that's standard on the EXL. I think that's one thing that the Sport L don't actually give you, is a auto dimming rearview mirror. That's what this button is going to be for here. You do have your lighting up above that, and it is LED throughout the whole cabin, which is nice. You do have an emergency SOS button. Flip that guy open and hit the button. And then you do have your power moonroof, which is standard on the EXL. It'll open all the way. No panoramic moonroof is available on the Accord. And if you push it straight up, it will actually ventilate up as well. Here in New Mexico, most people don't use a moonroof, so a lot of people forget they even have one. The headliner is gray. You probably see it's like a beigeish, grayish color interior. You do have a sunglass holder as well. Let's close that guy up. And then on your visors here, you do have LED lighting. Hey, look, that's me. So you have one for the driver's side, and then you have one for the passenger side as well. It looks yellow on video, but in person, that's actually LED, so that's a nice touch to have. So we're gonna jump out of here and let's take a look at the rear seating, see what your rear passengers pretty much feeling are gonna go through. Open this guy up. This is how wide the rear door open. And on the door card here, try to block the sun from you guys. Hard touch, hard touch, hard touch. Pretty much everything's hard touch, but where you rest your elbow. It's soft touch, but it's not as soft as the driver's. So it's a little bit more harder back here, a little bit more firm. You have the window control, same door handle design, which I like. You do have a bottle holder down there. That's pretty much it. No speakers on the door at all. And the rear seating is also perforated in the middle. Still leather, still feel good back here. Now let's jump into here. Close the door up. So one change Honda did made for the Accords, not really to the EXL, because the EXL already had it, is the air vents back here and the USB-C. For 2025, Honda made this standard on all the Accords now, which is nice. But the EXL already had air vents with USB-Cs, and the Touring already had it. So in 24, if you wanted that, you have to get an EXL or Touring. For 25, now they all have it. No seat back pocket behind the driver. You have one behind the passenger. And let's see, you get an armrest back here. You do. Get that guy out of here. So it's nice, it's soft, and you have cup holders here, which is nice. And you do have your tethers for your car seats or your booster seats back here too. You pull the flap back, and it'll expose the anchors right down in there, which is nice. You do have lighting switch up here. You have your handles. The left side will have like a dry cleaning hook, which is nice to have. But that's pretty much it. Nothing much going on back here. Really what's new for 2025 on the EXL is the wireless phone charging pad, and that's pretty much it. The EXL already give you a lot of standard goodies. So let's jump out of here. Let's take a look at the trunk. Like I showed you earlier, the trunk will open all the way for you, which is nice. And you can see it's a nice wide opening back here. The rear seats is 60/40, which is nice. That's standard on every Accord but the LX. And part of that protection package that this Accord have, you have the cargo tray here. So carpet floor mats come standard with the Accord, front license plate bracket as well. And let's look underneath the floor. One thing with the hybrids is you don't get a spare tire. They give you a flat fix kit with a little funnel back here, some additional storage, and that's pretty much it. But if you lift this guy up, you probably can see where you can put a spare tire. So I've had people comment, and actually have customers in person that just bought a spare tire kit for their hybrid Accord and just threw one in there and removed the foam. You do have grocery hooks back here too. Come standard, which is nice. And the reason why the trunk pop open because of the strut right there. Overall though, plenty of room back here, plenty of space. Let's jump out of here and take a look at the brochure. I'll show you some more colors the EXL comes standard in, and I'll show you some interior colors as well. Here we are on the brochure for the 2025 Honda Accord. Today we're focusing on the EXL Hybrid, which in my opinion is a very important trim level because it's right in the middle. It's not too loaded, it's not too basic, and it gives you the best gas mileage. So if you look at the lineup here, you have the LX, you have the SE, which are non-hybrids, and then Sport will be the lowest hybrid you can get above the Sport. Technically, the EXL is an upgrade from the SE. It's not really an upgrade from the Sport because the Sport is an upgrade from the LX, and then the Sport L is an upgrade from the Sport. So the hierarchy that Honda kind of has, it kind of splits into two different ways, if that makes sense. So the EXL is going to have all the SE features and add some goodies. So first thing you'll notice here is the latest generation 2-motor hybrid powertrain, which is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with dual variable timing control. You have lithium-ion high voltage battery pack, e-CVT, 4 drive modes. So most of this I went over in the walk-around. 17-inch pewter gray alloy wheels. I don't know what type of gray I said in the video, but yeah, they're pewter gray. Driver's seat with 2-position memory seats. Front passenger seat with 4-way power adjustment. Now, the Sport Hybrid will have some of this already. That's why it's an upgrade from the SE, but the Sport won't have the memory seats or the leather seats or a power passenger seats, things like that. Or like I said, leather trim seats. The Sport will give you a leather wrap steering wheel and shift knob. So there's a few things you get, some things you do get. A few things you get, a few things you don't get. All hybrids will have the 12.3 touchscreen display, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, HD radio, wireless phone charger. So like I said, this is new for 25. Auto dimming rear view mirror, still no home link. You have the heated body color power side mirrors with integrated turn indicators, front and rear parking sensor. So let's jump in and let's go build us an EXL. Here's the whole lineup here. And check out my previous videos. I've done the LX, the SE, the Sport Hybrid, the Touring, and now we're doing the EXL. The last one will be the Sport L. Really hard to get my hands on one of those. So even the EXL too. So let's build one of these guys. So I'm looking at the details and show you. So what I was mentioning on the window sticker is that the EXL will give you 51 city, 44 highway, 48 combined. If you go with a Sport, Sport L, or Touring, it's 46 city and 41 highway because those have the 19-inch versus the 17s that's on the EXL. So rim size matters. The total horsepower for the engine and the electric system together is 204 horsepower and it's about 230, I think 435 foot-pound of torque. So a lot of people are saying that the Accord is ugly, you know, they don't like how it looks. You need to go drive one because this is the best driving Accord ever, period. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like it's a very, like the drive is very premium. Like it's like above its, you know, segment, which is, it's crazy. And this 2.0 powertrain that Honda has in the Civic now, the Accord and CRV is a very good powertrain, very refined. But let's go take a look at some exterior colors. So you have plenty of options. You have Canyon River Blue Metallic, which only comes with black interior. And it's interesting because previously the Accords came with Obsidian Blue, and I think Obsidian Blue only came with gray interior. So it's interesting that the Canyon River replaced Obsidian, but they give you black. You have Crystal Black Pearl, which only comes with black interior. You have Meteorite Gray Metallic, which you have the option between black interior or a gray interior. Make sure you look at the gray in person because in photos, this looks very bright. I mean, it is still a light gray in person, but it's not as bright, but showing right here on the display. You have the new Solar Silver Metallic, which replaced Lunar Silver for 2024, I believe, or was it 2025? I think it's 24, maybe it's 25. I can't even remember. But that only comes with black interior only. And then you have your premium color. So Platinum White Pearl, which is a very high demand color. You have the choice between black or gray interior, and you do pay $455 more. You have Radiant Red Metallic, which only comes with gray interior. So there's no black interior available on the Radiant Red. And you do pay $455 more as well. And of course, you have Urban Gray Pearl, which is the new in color now. You know, everyone have their own version of this flat gray. And you have the choice between gray or black interior. When did they do that? Was it? I think the 24 was the only black interior. So I think 25 they allow you to get urban gray with gray. That's interesting. It's good that Honda is actually doing that because a lot of people complaining that most of the interior colors are black only, and that's it. And some people want a lighter interior, so you can get urban gray with gray interior. That's interesting. So let's go back there. That's also a premium color, $455. Let's look at the wheel options. So you can have the stock wheels, the 17s. You can go up to the 19s, which kind of defeat the purpose of the EXL. So now you're losing gas mileage. It's probably going to be the same gas mileage as the Sport L, Sport, and Touring now because you went up to 19s. But they do look good, though. I'm not a big fan of the red center cap, but they do look good. Let's look at some packages here. All-season protection package 1, 2, protection package, and HPD styling package. So that's interesting that you can get an HPD package because on the Civic you can't get it anymore. On the CRV you can't get it anymore. You have to piece them all, you know, one by one. But here you can just choose it and then have everything all in there at once. So you have does it give you a spoiler too? Oh yeah, look at that. It gives you a spoiler, give you a rear diffuser, HPD sticker, get a little side skirt there too, which is nice, and then a front lip. So the HPD, you get a lot of goodies. Actually, and the mirror caps are a different color. That's interesting. Huh. Oh, it even changes this part right here too? What? That's gloss black. Out of all the HPD packages on that's available on Hondas, this is the most I've seen Honda actually made like a lot of changes. It's not just side skirt, front lip, and a rear diffuser or a spoiler. They actually give you a lot more, so that's actually really nice. Let's take a look at the accessories. So with electronics, should be the engine block heater. Yes, it is. Look at the interior. You have all-season floor mats you can add because carpet floor mats are standard with your Accord. And if you want HomeLink, you can add an auto-dimming rearview mirror with HomeLink, and this will have a thinner rearview mirror versus this has a more of a edge there you can see as well too. Cargo hooks you can add, cargo net, door sill protection, illuminated door sill trim, first aid kit, rear passenger window shades, and a trunk tray. So a few goodies you can add for your interior. But as far as the exterior though, a little bit more options. You have body side molding, You have a decorative spoiler, and this you can choose two different colors. So you can either get the black or you can get the two-tone, which I think is just body colored and black at the bottom. So it's it is a different spoiler than the Sport and Sport L. It's a little bit more raised compared to those, but it's a nice little accessory to dress up your Accord, especially your EXL, because the EXL looks kind of plain. People complain that the wheels are boring, it looks boring. Listen, the EXL is it's a nice driving car. That's all I gotta say. Black door mirror covers, door visors, edge guards, HPD sticker. You can black out Accord, your fender emblems. Oh, it blacks out the H and the Accord. Oh, so it's on the. You give you two. That's actually nice. Hybrid can you black? I don't think you can black out hybrid though. Maybe you can. I don't know. Cause this is the rear H Accord gloss black. Yeah, it's only two. Protection film on the body spoiler. So maybe not. But in this right here, this thing's blacked out. Yeah, look. Oh, that's touring. Why are you showing a touring? But yeah, so I think the hybrid still will be chrome if you get the blacked out package. So you may have to black out the hybrid yourself. But let's jump in, look at the pricing. Actually, let's make sure did we pick the right color? Hold on. No, we didn't pick the right color. So it's the first one, Canyon River. So Canyon River, $34,940 is your base price. Destination handling is $1095. MSRP is $36,035. Now, depending on the color, it could be a little bit more, or maybe the car you're trying to buy has additional accessories on it. It can range, but Honda actually have. Well, I think if you can find a 24, Honda has $1,250 off right now if you find it through Honda. So, anyways, I'm gonna end everything here. Let me know what you think about the EXL. I think the EXL is the best value out of all the trim levels, mostly because of the better gas mileage and just the standard features that you get in there. I know most of the Accords get rear seat vents and USB-Cs in the back now, but this always had that. So it's just always been a good package. I love the blue. Would have been nice if the blue came to gray, but urban gray with gray interior, that's actually a nice combination. So I'm sure that's going to be a very popular option to choose from. Anyways, thank you for watching. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you think about the Accord. Let's talk about it. You love it, you hate it, you bought another car, you bought your Accord. I think 26 might be a redesign. I could be wrong, but because the SE came out and replaced the EX, I think 26 is a redesign. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next walk around.